U.S. birth rate hits an all-time low, folks. CDC says. All-time low at 1.59. Never in the history of America have we hit 1.59. That's absolutely terrible for America to continue getting bigger. Terrible to be at 1.5. Let me read this number to you. The fertility rate in the U.S. dropped to an all-time low, 1.59. Children being born per women inching down from a 1.62 in 2023. According to the U.S. Center for Disease Control, CDC, National was once amongst the few developed countries and a rate ensuring generational replacement in about 2.1 kids per woman, but it has been sliding down for nearly 2 decades. As more women wait longer to have children or opt out entirely, Leslie Root, a University of Colorado Boulder researcher focused on fertility and population policy, said, we're seeing that as part of an ongoing process on fertility delay. We know that the U.S. population is still growing, and we still have a natural increase, more births than death. Rob, can you pull up the number, history of birth rate in U.S.? If you can just pull it up going all the way back, I'd be curious to know what that looks like. Tom, your thoughts on the story here, 1.59.
Well, guess what? Once upon a time, we had a baby boom because men came home from serving in the war. Some didn't at the end of World War II. God rest their souls. Thank you for their service to the family. And we had a baby boom because they came home and the country of freedom had a booming economy. Things were going on. And the baby boom was a result of people coming home to have families. You know, the God tells us be fruitful and multiply. And there was a largely Judeo-Christian construct there. And now what we have is we devalue life. Kids are an inconvenience. Kids are a financial hardship. Kids are this. And we're forgetting what's there. We then turn away from marriage, and we're married less than ever. And we now look back and we say, no, wait a minute, what's happened? We're not getting married. We're not having families. We're not forming a family, and we're having fewer kids. Well, when you tell everybody that the value of a human life is negligible and is circumstantial because it's all for the best, and maybe you could just have the abortion now, maybe it's all for the best, and you make it circumstantial financial, then you tell everybody, about the value of women's independence and things, and you lose family. You lose family. So you lose family as a construct that helps build countries. And then you look back years later and you look at charts and you go, hey, wow, people are having fewer kids. And that's what's happened over time. Pat, this is the outcome. You know, at times I talk about upstream, downstream. And it's not my theories, this is real. Upstream, we devalued the family. We devalued human life. We told men and women that they didn't have really wonderful roles in society. We told one was better than the other and one was better than the other. And we did that. And now downstream, what do we have? A shrinking, families in America where this used to be just the most wonderful thing is you want to have 3 kids, have 3 kids. Kim and I would have had more. The calendar caught up with us because we got married late. And I know, Pat, you said you would have had more.
I would have 20.
Exactly. So it's not.
And by the way, when I say 20, people, honestly.
They laugh, but you're
No,
dead
they
serious.
think I'm joking.
Yeah. I know you're serious.
I would have 20 kids.
I believe you.
Yep.
People look at you like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever.
No, this isn't sarcasm or joke. I would have 20 kids. By the way, do you know when was the highest we ever hit birth rate in America? You know what the number is?
The number? 3.5?
We hit 3.77 in 1957.
The baby boom.
That's right.
Going at it.
3.77 in 1957. A couple things to be thinking about, Rob. Can you pull up the average price of a home in 1957?
And now we have financial stresses on people.
Average price of a house in 1957 was what?
Sorry, that's the wrong year.
And do you have a multiple on income?
Oh, you put
Like how many years?
1857? Rob just went back 100 years.
Sorry.
Man. That's
Civil War
sick.
vibes.
He's like, 1957, the average price of a house was $12,220. Can you type in the average income? Oh, right there. It says it right there. Income is $5,000. So what is the average? So $5,000.
2.4 right there.
So 2.4. What is that today? What is the home to price income ratio in 2025?
Shout out to Rob.
2025. Yeah. typing 2025, 2.4. That number is going to be, damn, that is insane, guys. That until we figure that out, five times.
Wow.
It's 5 times. That's tough.
And you can talk about the property tax insurance costs that are on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. On top of that.
Back in
And
57, that was very low.
and Hillary Clinton, who comes out and says, since Americans are not having kids, this is why we need immigration to come through here, meaning she was defending why we had, 15 million people come through, whatever that number is. She says, this is why we need immigration, because Americans are not having a lot of kids.
Oh, my God.
What about if we go on a campaign of people making, having families, having kids? What if we go back into the hero-making machine? Is that the one where she says that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the one, Rob. How many minutes is it?
2 minutes,
God.
23. I can see if I can find a shorter
See
one.
how long it takes for it to get into it. Can you listen to it yourself before you bring it to us? Why don't you do that? So I think, to me, if we're, which, by the way, Sydney Sweeney, man, shout out to her.
I love her.
4 billion impressions after that commercial.
4 billion?
4 billion impressions.
Holy moly.
Yes. $65 million of free marketing dollars spent for American Eagle. Valuation went up $300 million. Her Q score went up. Americans looking at a girl like, oh, my God, I can now go back to being attracted to natural-looking girls. And she got a shout-out from Trump because Trump found out that apparently, I didn't even know Sweeney was a Republican. Watch this one here. Go ahead, Rob.
Actress Sydney Sweeney, it came out this weekend that she was a registered Republican. Any thoughts on that?
That who was?
Sydney Sweeney, she's like a very hot actress right
She's
now.
a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney?
Now I love her.
You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans.
He's right.
That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
He's always out.
He was on,
fun.
he was on the roof today. He was on the roof of the White House.
Yeah,
today.
he was on the roof today. But staying on this point here with kids, okay, having the kids. Vinny, do you have any thoughts on that story with hitting 1.59?
I mean, just sitting here listening to it, like as soon as you started it, I was just like, it's time to get active. Not just blindly going, I need a girl, I need to have a kid, but being more intentional about
We're in
who
Vegas. I mean, it's just like,
I get it, but I mean,
wait till we get back to Florida at least. I would wait.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've stuff in the pipeline.
No, I would wait. I would wait till we get back.
No, but being intentional.
Vinny's actually really thinking about it right now, right afterwards.
To pull the trigger?
Going to go find a masseuse.
Yeah, no, but I think being more intentional and putting yourself in a situation where you're going to meet someone, filter out, like going to a nightclub right now and meeting a girl and expecting to start a family is stupid.
I think Adam disagrees with you on that, but go ahead, Adam.
Maybe old school, but I have some cologne for you and some old Barry White CDs.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the numbers. What do we talk about here? Words talk, numbers scream. The numbers are screaming, and it's loud. And I think getting active is
Adam,
the way to
what's
go.
on your mind on this?
I think in America we need to make moms great again. So in America, in my experience, we are way more focused on individualism than collectivism and improving society. Everyone wants to do what's right for them, and I'm totally understanding of that. I'm actually in the selfish camp. Pat and I talk about being selfish versus selfless. The time frame for a man to be selfish is a little bit different from for a woman to be selfish. So remember when the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, Harrison Butker went and gave a speech in front of the Catholic school, and he's like, "Congratulations on graduating, everybody. But quick point, ladies, don't focus on a career. Focus on family. Career will not fulfill you. Family will." And then the women in the crowd are like, "Whoa, I just graduated. Let me at least get a job before you give me this lecture." And I'm here to tell you this. Harrison Butker is absolutely right. Going down the path where you're putting your career first and you never have a family, as a woman, is very problematic. Now, as a man, I also encourage you to eventually have kids. I don't have kids yet. I've had a lot of practice, but eventually I want to have kids, and I will have multiple kids. That is my plan. But the difference between a man being in his 40s versus a woman being in her 40s, a man, I think there's an 80+% chance of a man in his 40s with no medical involvement whatsoever to have kids. That's with no medical involvement. A woman in her 40s, there's less than a 10% chance without medical involvement to have kids. So the odds are not on your side. For the gentlemen out there, if you want to be selfish, if you're in your 30s or 40s and make your money and wait to have kids, totally understand. For women to do that, there's going to be a very problematic situation. I'm not telling women to go back in the kitchen, but by the time you go back in the kitchen,
But
you
are
might not
saying
be able to
make me
have a
sandwich,
baby.
though. I mean,
What's
the
that?
way I'm
One in the
feeling-
oven.
Make
No,
daddy a
he's-
sandwich.
Yeah, I think that's
Now,
what you're
can I
saying.
address one thing, what
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton said about immigration? Immigration.
By the way, let's have him actually play the clip and then let's react to it. Go ahead, Rob.
The people who produce the most children in our country are immigrants, and they want to deport them. So none of this adds up. But one of the reasons why our economy did so much better than comparable advanced economies across the world is because we actually had a replenishment, because we had a lot of immigrants, legally and undocumented, who had a larger than normal, by American standards, family. So this is just another one of their, make America great again by returning to the lifestyles and the economic arrangements of not just the 1950s. I mean, let's keep going back as far as we can and, see what happens.
I can't believe people pay for her
So-
to talk. I can't.
There's a lot.
believe that.
There's a lot of code. There's
Yeah,
a
they pay a
lot
lot.
of code that goes in those discussions, and I find it disgusting because there was a lot of Democrats that were devaluing immigrants. Oh, who will cut your grass? Who will do that? Really? So you need immigrants here, and you're basically gonna, here comes a word, segregate them into the menial side of society, menial jobs? Shame on you. How can you say that? Oh, well, we need immigrants for this. We need you. So you're saying you need immigrants for your standard of living? I'm sorry. That repulses me. And I heard a lot of code and some dog whistles in the statements that were made by Hillary Clinton there. And I'm not buying it. And I don't think anybody that's come to this country should stand for it. Stand up, find yourself a career, find yourself a place, build your family here, but come here legally.
Adam.
But the whole conversation was revolved around making babies and who's making babies and immigration. So America in the future will be Hispanic. The Latinos, the Latino women are making the most babies. I think their fertility rate is above 3, whereas Christians, white women are, what's the number, 1.6, whatever it is. Now, religious Orthodox Jews, they have the highest rate, but they're not going to be taken over anytime soon. Very few of them. So America will become Hispanic sooner rather than later. Conversely, Europe, the UK, France will be Muslim in no time. What is the number one baby name in England, in the UK? It's not Chandler. It's not Kyle. It's not Willem. It's freaking Mohammed. Mohammed is numero uno. And it's going to happen in Brussels. It's going to happen in Paris. It's going to happen all over the UK. It's going to happen all over the EU. And most people in Europe, you're going to either convert or die in the next 50 years. And I'm not being shocking and I'm not being bombastic. It's going to happen. So either Europe's going to fight back or they're just going to become Muslim. Now, why would I say something like this? Because when it comes to immigration, there's 2 key points. There's either assimilation or domination. I see evidence. We talk about America becoming Hispanic. All good. Miami, half my friends are Latinos. They're Jamaicans. They're Puerto Ricans. They're Venezuelans. They're Colombians. They assimilate to America. No problema whatsoever. Show me situations where Muslims go into a country and do not end up dominating. By the way, every single Muslim city that is in Middle East today was formerly Christian. Beirut, Baghdad, Damascus, Tehran, all these cities, Cairo, we're all Christian. They are now Muslim now. I respect the hell out of what the Muslims are doing because they're not playing games. They're here to dominate. And you can either get run over or you can fight back. And in America, I'm totally comfortable with Latinos taking over, especially big booty Latinas. I am not comfortable with Muslims running America.
Well, listen, coming to a city near you, and Mamdani yesterday was with Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren saying this is exactly what we need for the Democratic Party. We need exactly somebody like a Mamdani, and this is where the Democratic Party needs to go next. I'm not even going to get into that story. I'm just saying that's what they were talking about yesterday. Summer is here. Future Looks Bright gear. We have the matching shirts with the hats, gang. So, Rob, if you can go to it where people can see it. No, you just had it go. If you go back one where it shows the homepage right there. So to match in, if you can shop the collection, the hats, the shirts, the colors matching with each other. This is the shirt that Vinny wears, the black Future Looks Bright shirt right there with the silver
I
one.
love that. That one gets,
Every time I see it, because that's elevated, right, off the shirt.
It's raised off the
It's
shirt.
sick. So if you go up a little bit, I don't know if that one's an elevated or not. Go a little bit higher up with the hats. The other way, Rob, if you go, those are the ones that are elevated. These are so sick. Look at that. Matching. So summertime, go sports your future. Yesterday, we're walking on Vegas. Guys got Valuetainment shirt on, Valuetainment hats on. It's awesome. Now we're seeing it all over the place. And I'm getting a bunch of pictures being sent my way. So go to VTmerch.com, place your order. And number 2, we were at Gaylord last week, Orlando, at the conference where the Vault Conference will be held. And at the hotel where the Vault Conference will be held. We are officially 35 days away from nearly 12,000 people coming together at the Vault Conference at the Gaylord. The hotel looks amazing. The number of networking opportunities, absolutely insane. Whether you're in AI, real estate, private equity, you're trying to raise money, you're trying to deploy money to some people, great place to come. If you haven't yet bought your tickets, the top 2-tier tickets are about to sell out. Of course, you can get your general tickets, but the best tickets are typically the executive and the CEO and founder for you to sit closely and network with others. There's going to be a lot of big announcements that we'll be making. Tony Robbins will be there. Martha Stewart will be there. David Falk will be there. And a couple other surprises that will only be revealing while you're there. If you haven't yet registered, go to thevaultconference.com. Once again, to thevaultconference.com. I believe the prices are increasing this Friday. So get your tickets before the prices increase by the end of this week and get your hotels as well at the Gaylord because everybody will be there. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.